Welcome to the Modern Parent's Compass. Today, we are diving into a topic that keeps millions of parents awake at night. Quite literally. If you have ever stood in your kitchen at 6 p.m. looking at a plate of broccoli that has become a weapon of war, this episode is for you. Stop asking your child for just one more bite. Seriously, stop it right now. You think you are helping them get nutrients, but you are actually accidentally training them to hate food. In the United States, we have a clean plate culture that is backfiring. While parents in places like France or Japan experience significantly lower rates of picky eating, American households are seeing a surge in mealtime anxiety. Today, you'll learn the 4 most common feeding mistakes that quietly damage your child's appetite, increase mealtime battles, and create long-term picky eating patterns. This isn't just advice. It's a breakdown of child feeding psychology and neuroscience that will help you raise a confident, independent eater starting tonight. Let's look at the numbers, because they are staggering. Research shows that nearly 70% of parents in the U.S. use some form of pressure to get their children to eat. Yet only 15% of those parents realize that this pressure is the primary driver of food neophobia. That's the literal fear of new foods. In cities like New York or Los Angeles, where the pace of life is frantic, we often prioritize calories in over feeding skills. But the difference between a child who eats everything and a child who only eats white bread is often found in the method, not the menu. Have you ever been in this situation? Imagine you're in your dining room in a quiet suburb of Chicago. You've spent 45 minutes making a healthy chicken stir-fry. Your toddler looks at it like it's a plate of rocks. You say, "You can't leave the table until you eat 3 more pieces of chicken." The result? Your child cries, the chicken gets cold, and their brain associates that specific smell of ginger and soy with a feeling of panic. Or maybe situation 2. You're at a local diner. Your child refuses the grilled cheese. You say, "If you eat your crusts, you can have a scoop of chocolate ice cream." The result? You've just taught their brain that the healthy food is a chore and the sugar is the only thing worth working for. You have accidentally devalued the very nutrition you want them to love. And then there's situation 3, the short order cook trap. Your child rejects the family dinner, so you immediately jump up and make them a separate bowl of plain pasta. You say, "I just want him to have something in his stomach." The result? You've signaled to your child that they never have to try what the family is eating because mommy or daddy will always provide a safe backup. According to a 20-year study from the University of Michigan, children who are pressured to eat are significantly more likely to struggle with weight regulation and eating disorders as adults. When we override their internal fullness cues, we break their biological compass. This is why it's so critical. Between the ages of 2 and 6, children are in a golden window of sensory development. During this stage, their brain is mapping out what is safe and what is dangerous. When you create a high-stress environment at the table, their amygdala, the fear center of the brain, fires up. This shuts down the prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for curiosity and learning. If you miss the chance to build a positive relationship with food now, the consequences can be long-lasting. By the time they hit middle school, these patterns become hardwired. Think of it like a GPS system. Your child is born with a perfectly calibrated internal GPS for hunger. Every time you force a bite or bribe them with dessert, you are essentially hacking that GPS and feeding it the wrong coordinates. Eventually, the system breaks. They no longer know when they are hungry or full. They only know how to react to your demands. This doesn't just affect dinner. It affects their self-esteem, their willingness to try new things in school, and their physical health for decades. But here is the exclusive solution. In high-success feeding cultures, they use what experts call the division of responsibility, or D.O.R., developed by Ellen Satter. It's a simple but revolutionary framework. The goal is to return the power to the child while the parent maintains the structure. It has 3 core principles. 1. The parent decides what is served and when. 2. The child decides if they eat and how much. And 3. The meal is a social event, not a clinical trial. Unlike the old way, which says, eat your peas or no TV, the D.O.R. method says, here are the peas, they are on the menu tonight. You don't have to eat them, but they are here if you're curious. The difference is massive. The old way is coercive. The new way is collaborative. Let's compare. A coercive parent says, just try it, it tastes like chicken. The child thinks, if it tasted like chicken, you wouldn't be trying so hard to convince me. It's a trap. A collaborative parent says, this is a new recipe. It's crunchy and a little salty. The child thinks, okay, that's information I can use. I like crunchy things. Maybe I'll touch it. This method works because of 2 primary mechanisms. First, the sensory bridge. When you remove the pressure, the child's brain moves out of fight-or-flight mode. They begin to use their senses, smell, touch, sight, to explore the food. Second, autonomy support. When a child feels they have a choice, their natural curiosity returns. It's a biological drive. In a study of over 500 families, those who adopted the D.O.R. method saw a 40% increase in vegetable consumption within 6 months. Let's see how this looks in practice. Situation 1. The new vegetable test. Situation 2. The refusal of dinner. The scientific evidence is undeniable. A landmark study from the Stanford University School of Medicine tracked 2 groups of children for 5 years. Group A used traditional pressure tactics. Group B used autonomy-based feeding. By year 5, Group A had a 60% higher rate of disordered eating behaviors. Group B showed significantly higher food adventurousness scores. Dr. Jane Stevens, author of The Hungry Brain, says, feeding is the first place a child asserts their independence. If we turn it into a battlefield, we aren't just fighting about carrots. We are fighting about their right to their own body. So, how do we fix this? You need a mindset shift. The old belief was, my job is to make sure my child eats. The new belief is, my job is to provide a variety of healthy foods and a calm environment. Their job is to eat. It takes time. You should commit to at least 4 weeks to see a real shift in the household vibe. Week 1, the awareness phase. This week, your only goal is to stop the pressure. Don't worry about what they are eating yet. Just catch yourself before you say, one more bite. When you feel the urge to pressure them, take a deep breath and say nothing. Count how many times you usually prompt them to eat. Most parents are shocked to find they do it 20 or 30 times a meal. Your mantra this week is, my child's appetite is not my responsibility. The menu is. You will feel uncomfortable. You will worry they are starving. They aren't. They are learning to listen to their stomach for the first time. Week 2, the language shift. Now we replace the pressure with neutral observation. Instead of saying, "It's yummy," say, "It's orange and it makes a loud crunch." Use the formula. I see you are looking at it has a texture feel. This takes the emotion out of the food. If they say, "I don't like this," you say, "You're still learning about that food." A common mistake here is saying, "But you liked it yesterday." Avoid that. Taste buds change daily in toddlers. Just stay neutral. Week 3, the exposure expansion. This week, add one safe food to every meal, something you know they usually eat, alongside the learning foods. If you're serving spicy tacos, put a pile of plain tortillas in the center of the table. This teaches them that there is always something for them, which lowers their food anxiety. They will start to see the new foods as neighbors to their safe foods. Your mantra? Exposure is success, even if no swallowing happens. Week 4, the Autonomy Handoff. Finally, shift the control. Use open-ended questions like, "Which of these 2 vegetables should we put on the menu Tuesday?" Or, "How does your tummy feel right now? Is it half full or all the way full?" If they ask, "Do I have to eat this?" don't say yes or no. Ask, "What does your body tell you?" This forces them to check in with their internal GPS. By day 30, you will notice they stop looking at you for permission to stop eating and start looking at their plate with curiosity. Imagine the scene a month from now. You're sitting at the table. You've served salmon and asparagus. Your child eats the roll, tries a tiny corner of the salmon, and says, "I'm done." You say, "Okay, thanks for joining us at the table." No yelling, no tears, no short order cooking. That is the path to a healthy, confident eater. Remember, the clean plate is a relic of the past. The connected plate is the future. Start your week 1 awareness phase tonight. Just watch, listen, and stay quiet. You'll be amazed at what happens when you get out of your child's way. If you found this guide helpful, please share it with a parent who is struggling at mealtime. We can end the dinner table wars together. I'll see you in the next episode.